Hey guys, it's Christina, and it decided to start storming as soon as I decided to start filming. Hey, how have you been? So I know I've been real heavy on Vlogmas, but I also know that not everybody is into Vlogmas, and so if you have not been watching Vlogmas, but you're here now, hey, welcome back. I know it has been a while since I have done like a real sit-down video. My focus has been Vlogmas, and then before that, things have just been, 2021 was a weird year. Hopefully 2022 will be a little more regular. In any case, in today's video, I do want to do, I guess, a little recap of my year as a Black romance author. So for me, 2021 was kind of about exploring new horizons. This has been a scary year for me, just honestly. This has been a scary year for me, just in terms of trying new things and branching out and really going down a path where I didn't have any, like, there was no blueprint, there was no map. I was just kind of trying stuff, and I didn't know if everything that I tried was going to work or going to work out the way that I wanted or needed it to. So I'm going to start by showing you guys, or telling you guys, what my goals were. I had written them down in my top 3 notebook. It is a daily priority notebook, I guess, from Erin Winters, Erin on Demand, here on YouTube. I don't do paper planning anymore. I am going to be, for 2022, I'm going full-fledged into digital planning. But if you do paper planning, I can highly recommend this. In the front of it, there was a section to write down, to your top 3 goals for the year, which I really like, and I will probably take that into, next year with me. But anyway, my top 3 goals that I wrote down were to write a short film, get down to a size 16, and to exceed $150,000 in income from Warm Hues Creative, from my business. I only met one of those goals. But the thing is, I can't even front like I really put real effort into any of these goals. I didn't even remember what I had written down until I was like, I remember writing down those 3 goals, and went back to this. And so what I want to do going into 2022 is to, like, really keep my goals as a focus, like really keep my eyes on the prize when it comes to my goals. But anyway, I did not write a short film. I did not lose any weight. Transparently though, I did reach and exceed that $150,000 in income from Warm Hues Creative. Yay. For that, at least. One of the things that I wanted to do this year was to not rely so heavily on exclusivity on Amazon or Audible. If you are in the KU program on Amazon, which I think is a great program, I think it's a wonderful program, but there are limitations to that program. If you use KU, you have to be exclusive to Amazon. If someone decides, they don't like Amazon anymore, they don't want to spend their money there, they don't, for political reasons or ideological reasons or whatever, there's a mass boycott of Amazon, and that's the only place that my income is coming from. That's the only place to purchase my work. What do I do from there? And so it was really important to me to start pulling away from that as my sole source of income, or as my main source of income. Let me be very clear in case I have any other, up and coming authors watching this. Amazon is definitely still my main source of income. I don't know that, in this day and age, that there's much getting around it. Amazon Kindle is an Amazon company most people read on their Kindles. Like most people who read ebooks, they're reading them on their Kindle. When they're purchasing books, when they're listening to audiobooks, they're listening to it, they're using Audible. And so there's not much to get around it, but I didn't want that to be my sole source of anything. One of my accomplishments, I guess, this year was making a transition to selling through my own platform first and pushing that as this is what I'm going to put the most push behind, because I mean, honestly, I get more of the money. When I sell, if you purchase my book on Amazon, I get a 70% royalty from that. If you purchase it directly through me, I get about 95% of that. And so yes, of course, that's my preference. But not only that, you get to purchase directly from me. There's no middleman, there's no third party. There is a third party for the delivery and all of that, but your purchase is directly through me, which is, to me, I feel like that's ideal. I ain't got to worry about what Jeff got going on, because it ain't got nothing to do with Jeff who. We ain't got nothing to do with whatever he got going on, that lifestyle. We don't know nothing about that. Like, it's just me and you, which I really, really like. So Offensive Formations was the book that I tried with that, which was really scary because that was a major release. It was Offensive Formations was the new installment in the Connecticut King series, which is a collaboration with my wonderful friend Love Belvin. And it was anticipated because it had been a few years since we released any Connecticut Kings books. There was a big push behind it. We had photo shoots and we had trailers and, we had all this stuff going on. And then I effectively killed my chances at getting a #1 ranking on Amazon, or even ranking well on Amazon. I killed my chances at, having a good amount of reviews or ratings and all of that on Amazon by releasing it early on my site. And that's been another thing for me to get used to this year. As indies, we are very self-directed. We're very self-directed. And so I don't have like a publisher giving me, certain approval or a thumbs up or whatever else. My benchmarks that I've come to depend on are, did I earn a ribbon on Amazon? Did I get 100 reviews in the first week or not? Did I make the top 100 author ranking on Amazon? Did I break into the top? Not only did I get a #1 ribbon in my category, but did I break into the top 100 on Amazon's site? Those were the metrics that I come to rely on, to tell me if a book was a success or not. And I killed that metric this year. And I don't mean I killed it like I bodied it. I killed it as in I don't have that anymore. And that has been scary as well. That's been scary as well. And not just from the standpoint of being able to determine whether the book was a success or not, but also from kind of like an ego and like a confidence standpoint. I don't have that external thing that other people can see anymore to say, well, Christina's book wasn't a flop. I don't get to say, hey, I got a #1 ribbon because I'm selling it through my site. I can say, I sold however many or whatever, but that doesn't mean anything to anybody. Did you get the ribbon? No. Are you #1? No. And so that has been a bit of, I guess, a learning curve that came with that. And I've not figured out the new metric yet. And so I'm still just floundering, honestly. Like, I don't know what numbers to look for because it's all so new. I don't know how to tell if, people really people were really into this like in a major way, because I'm still figuring out what those numbers should look like. So metrics that have been building, that I've been learning from for almost 10 years now, I completely gave it all up. But again, it's been very it's been a learning process of figuring these things out, especially with audio. When you purchase a book on Audible is charging you, either you're paying for it with a credit or, you're paying for it outright. Audible is charging you, $20 for the audio book. And even though I paid to produce it and all of that, they're charging you $20 and I'm making about $3 on that audio book every time you purchase from Audible instead of directly through me. And so that was another shift, pushing to sell the audio directly as well, because like that's nuts. That's nuts. That I paid to produce this. They're charging you 20 or 30 sometimes dollars for it, or you pay for it with your credit, that you pay your monthly fees for and all of that, and then I make maybe $2 or $3 off of it. And so, we made a little shift there too. We pulled out of exclusivity with Audible, and so moving forward, every audiobook that you see from me is going to be, something that I commissioned and, all of that myself. So it's been a learning process. It's been a learning process. So I've been talking in abstracts a lot. Let me get directly to like some real numbers. So in 2021, these are the things I am proud of. I started my Patreon, which is something that I had been thinking about a lot, just in previous years, seeing other people, do that, other authors, just being candid, Caucasian authors, seeing them do that and wondering if, like, will my people support me in this? Can I make it worth it for them, if they choose to support me in this? And obviously the answer to that was yes. My people absolutely supported me in that. I've got about 95 patrons, as of today. I've got 95 patrons as of today, which is crazy considering that when I started it, I was like, if I have like 10 or 15 people, like, I'll be so excited about that. I'll be so happy with that. And look at how y'all showed out. I have not written the short film, but I did convert a novella. I am contractually obligated not to talk about it too much, but I can say that I have converted a novella of mine to an 8-episode fiction podcast format. Hopefully that's something that you guys will see that this coming year, or not see it, listen to it. I not only met, but I exceeded my $150,000 income goal for this year. I also commissioned and released 9 audiobooks this year, all through my personal sales channel before they were made available on Audible, Barnes & Noble, Hoopla, all of that good stuff. That's another transition that I also made, being able to make my titles available to libraries for that distribution. That's something that was really important to me, and I'm glad that I was able to make that happen this year. Hopefully, moving into 2022, we'll be able to get even more of my titles into libraries. I recorded a new season of Storytime. If you don't know what Storytime is Storytime is a self-narrated fiction project that I do here on YouTube. You can also listen on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to podcasts, you can listen to Storytime there as well. This season was called The Request Line, and the idea was that people were calling into grown folks music with their requests with their song requests that were specific to whatever type of story they had going on. I was able to get 3 episodes of that in, and then I also recorded Feelings Not Flights, which is a novella that spins off of Me and Somebody's Son and the It's the Chase for Me series. This is about that third friend. If you haven't read that, it's available audibly on here, right here on YouTube, and you can also purchase that on my website or on my Shopify, the CCJ Romance store. I had my first site exclusive release, which was Offensive Formations, this summer. And since then, every title that I have released has been available on my site first and then available on other retailers. I managed to pull away from KU exclusivity so that I could expand into other platforms, and also selling on my own platform. Finally finished my Paranormal Series. I wrote Restored, which finished a 5-year-long open project and closed a chapter in my mind, which was that, writing that last paranormal book to finish out that series. And now my mind is free to write a different paranormal if I want to. And I collabed with my friends. The first was my collaboration with Love, which was a continuation of, our previously established collaboration with the Connecticut King series. But I was also able to collaborate with Nicole Falls and Alexandra Warren this year for our for the Fine Family Thanksgiving series, which ended up being my last release of the year. So I actually am really, really grateful to them, because if it wasn't for that, what what would it have been? Nothing. Because I'm an author, of course, I have to talk to you guys about the books I released this year. I wrote and released 7 titles this year, starting with the Vegas Nights series, starting with Maybe Next Time, Maybe This Time, and Maybe One More Time, which though Maybe Next Time and Maybe One More Time were definitely you guys' favorites from that series. Introduced Mr. Blue, who has, I don't even know what all to say about that, but he has definitely been a fan favorite, and I was able to have a lot of fun with that series. I also released Offensive Formations, which was a sports romance following Ambrose McNeil and Tegan Tolliver, still 2 of my favorite characters I've ever written. Underrated in my opinion, but it is what it is. I also branched out a little bit into a bit of magical realism with Prior Affair. I really, really loved doing that, kind of stepping out of the box a bit into something that had a bit of a historical tie-in and all of that. And yeah. And then there was Restored, which was full-blown. I got to get full-blown weird, not just a little weird, but for real weird with Restored. Paranormal finished out my Eternally Tethered series. So, and that had been like just something major in my mind. And so I was really glad to go ahead and get that done, get that out of the way. And then finally there was Thank Me Later, following Mr. Nico or Nicholas Fine and B and their little fake relationship turned real relationship fling over the Thanksgiving holiday. So yeah, that's it. Let me see. Those were all about it's 225. So my quick mental math lets me know that I have written and released about 260,000 words this year. That's only in stuff that was published, that's published for mainstream consumption. Definitely not my best year in terms of, of how much I've produced. I've definitely had bigger years. I want to say the year before, or maybe the year before that, I had about 400,000 words released. So definitely not, I guess, my most productive year in terms of actual, of actual words released. But I feel good about it. I still feel good about it. Like, just honestly, I feel good about it. And I'm just looking forward to what next year is going to bring. You can look out for a video about that. I'm actually going to be spending some time today thinking through, what I want my goals to look like for the year. I'm going to spend some time finding that 2021 digital planner that I'm going to be able to really dive in and really, work through and take with me into the year. And I'll be back to you guys either tomorrow or the day after, which is what, Friday? Yeah, because New Year's is Saturday. So yeah, I'll be back with you guys to talk about what my resolutions for the year are going to be. Today was recap. The next one is going to be resolutions. And then at the top of the year, we will get into how we are going to accomplish that. So yeah, that's my recap for the year. Thank you guys so much for your support and all of that over the year. Yeah, I'm at 1,959 subscribers on YouTube, so knocking right on the door of 2,000 subscribers. I was able to monetize the channel this year, so it's just been it's been a lot going on in just different ways. And again, I'm just looking forward to what next year is going to bring. So as always, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.